I'm at Silver Beach, St. Joseph, Michigan. Maybe not. All of the ways we know where we are going to go. All of the things we don't understand until it feels like fire in our homes, and we're not alone. I was always lying to you. That was sound 8, and it was really weird, and I don't know how I feel about it, so I'll just go to my favorite sound 12. Here we go. Here's one more song. As I made a few times. Song number 2. This is a song for St. Joseph, even though I haven't written it yet. I'm going to write it for you. Ah! I really like the look of nail polish coming off. People used to tell me that that was a bad thing, but I think it looks cool, or I think it looks nice. Kind of like a memory fading away, becoming less prominent. And it was so special to you. Like at one point it was completely brand new, and at one point it hadn't happened yet, and then it was full and it was bright and it was all you could think about that night, and then it fades and fades and fades until it's like almost gone, and you get sad when you think of it, but you move on to new things. And that's, you know, if I were a wiser soul, maybe I wouldn't hang on to the final vestiges of nail polish painted with my niece 2 weeks ago. But I'm not a wiser soul, or I'm an incredibly wise soul, which maybe this is wisdom, to really cherish and honor these moments where things like this happen. And if I take it off and I just paint them new, paint them blue, paint them rainbow again, in honor of her, maybe I should do that, because then they would look good and I would have a bright new memory of painting them myself. But see, then it would be a memory of painting them myself. I feel like this lifetime was for me to learn how to stay in my heart and not seal my heart off, and not freeze my soul and freeze my time and freeze out new experiences. Like, life is actually really painful even in the most mundane things, because the more you love something, even just a day with a loved one. The more you love a thing, the more it's going to hurt when it goes. Even if it just goes for a little while and then you'll see it again. Even if you're just so sentimental that you get sad when your loved ones go to work. You know? I think it's possible to be both tired of something like a pandemic, but also afraid of it ending, because it's been an incubation period where you really felt everything in a sacred, slow-moving way. And I'm not saying I want the pandemic to never end. I am certainly not saying that. I miss things, movies, activities, I miss a lot of things. I like how well we've all adapted, or most of us that I know have adapted. I like how well we've managed thinking of things and ways to cope, and wearing masks and things that terrified me. The first time I saw what looked like a bread line at a grocery store, but it was for toilet paper, and waiting out. The initial panic, the beginning feelings I had when we started wearing masks, and I just felt like something big was happening and big was wrong, and then you adapt and you get used to it, and now no one I know makes like jokes, like anti-pandemic or anti-safety jokes. It's just people will make a cute hashtag like, come visit us, like, when the pandemic's over, is this thing almost over? It's like, it's making light of without making fun of, maybe. And without not continuing to wear masks and care for others, of course, but... Oh man, my chipping nail polish made me think of all that. Okay, here we go, Song for St. Joseph. Oh, it's still so loud. And it's a really high sound. Okay, there we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Falling in love with an idea, with an idea, a song, a world together, somewhere new, like going to space on a plane made for two. I know it's called a ship, but I don't care. I write my own rules, and I will follow one tiny thing, like one tiny rule to find the avenue, to find the simple, sweet little house with you, to find our crazy mixed-up avenue, and find a sweet, simple little house with you. I'm just a sweet, simple little house for you. Learning new chords, well, they're not new, but I put them together in new ways here, and you can let them change and grow year after year after year after year after year after year after year. Haven't written a song like this in a long time. Oh, where I use the song to make up a new song. It's the song part 2. That's interesting. I've never used that particular combination of chords together, so I couldn't really write the song because I was too distracted by how fun the chords were. So I don't really know what the song was about. Well, yeah, I do. Okay. It was about, stuff. I'm very sentimental. I've got to upload my videos. This should remind you, Jessica, upload your videos. I haven't even uploaded up through New Mexico, and New Mexico was like the highlight of my decade. Mwah. I would love to move somewhere like that someday, but I feel like a place needs to call you. And maybe St. Joe is proving that that's not true, because Brian and I are collectively calling it a possible home. But I think that that's because we are trying to find worlds that make sense for both of our worlds. And I wanted to move by my sister out in the United States Southwest, and he wanted to stay in Michigan, and so we compromised, and now we're moving to the southwest of Michigan. That's not really how it happened, but he has family all in Michigan, and it gets me a little closer to my family and a little closer to Chicago, where I spent most of my adult life until Michigan, and gets me closer to cheaper flights on airports in Chicago and all my old haunts where I used to sit and write albums and buy journals and get acupuncture and do things that I loved and be part of a theater community and a whole just humongous world that Chicago is. And I didn't think I needed to go back, but then I found myself going there a lot in the 8 years that I've lived in Michigan, and kind of healing from some of the wounds that I got while living in Chicago, but that was really not Chicago's fault. That was having an abusive partner, which I perhaps say a little too casually. But on the flip side, I don't really feel the need to protect him, and whoever's watching this probably doesn't know him. I don't say his name or anything, but anyway, but I have a right to if I want to. Yeah, I have a really long history of protecting people from themselves. And that's insane. Don't do that. It's a waste of your life, and it's a waste of theirs, to be perfectly honest. They would be better off really sad and bitter and alone and learning through the consequences, the natural consequences of their actions, than being coddled and cared for by enablers and empaths and people who are weak and fragile And, you know, also very strong. Like, I'm a very, very, very strong person, and that's how I was able to live with multiple abusive people and take all of that negative energy in, convert it, try to help them, and go on about my merry life. And it actually didn't work, and that's why I was in 4 12-step programs at one point. I don't know why I keep doing a peace sign. I mean, I only did 2 really intensely, but at the most unbearable, I was in 4 12-step programs. I mean, if that isn't the perfect metaphor for somebody else's problem becoming my problem, then I don't know one. But because living with them was so unbelievably unbearable because of the toxicity of their tongue and sometimes their physical actions, but they didn't cross very many physical lines, except, I guess, shoving every other night. So, yeah, that's a physical line. Jessica. Anyway, but if then all of that chaos and instability manifests so strongly that now you can't function because they're waking you up at 4 a.m. every other night drunk, then now you are the cesspool garbage can pit of despair just because you're taking in all of their toxic energy, giving it an outlet. They're begging you not to leave every time you consider it, and then now you're going to 4 12-step programs because you think you have a problem, but you do have a problem. You have a problem in that you're forcing yourself to stay in a situation that is clearly unbearable. So anyone who believes that they're just a victim and that they're not part of the puzzle, that's a lie. That's a lie, lieful, lying-full, lie-filled narrative. I don't know what I thought. Also, I just got this kombucha, and I've never tried this kind before, and I just find the can really beautiful. And it tastes really nice, too. Well, oh, it's from Wisconsin. My childhood home. Right outside of Madison, I think. Fitchburg. Well, life and life and life and life. There's some life lessons for you and some, I was going to say bad and badly written songs, but I don't claim that these are songs. I treat them more like improvs. I think when I'm being cute, I write like, oh, I write 500 songs a year, but I don't like craft 500 songs a year. I should say like, oh, I improvise 500 songs a year. And that's like saying, oh, I'm a jazz musician and I practice every day. Like, this is the same thing. You know, it's not a craft when it becomes this. I guess my craft is making these rambly videos. I can't even call this a craft. I don't edit these, so I don't have a craft. I teach piano and songwriting, and I do some vocal coaching. I do all of that for money. I guess that's my craft. I don't really need a craft at this point. I had 20 years of crafting at the start, and now I'm just playing around with everything that I learned, so whoop-de-doo, I am just rambling away. Here's a view of Lake Michigan. Oh, and my frog CD holder from like 2003. Circa Borders, Rest in Peace Borders bookstore in Chicago on the corner of Clark and Diversey. That's where I bought you. Okay, bye.